Looking back at the past, it's incredible to see the stuff I did. It started with casually playing Celeste, continued with a 100% Breath of the Wild speedrun, and finished with 100%ing all 20 Mario games in 170 hours. And while all of this has been super fun and an absolute blast to experience, I've always come back to one thing: Coinless challenges. But not just any Coinless challenge, max percent Coinless. Look at Super Mario Odyssey. By now the total proven moons is 789 and there's only a couple left. Sure, it takes over 100,000 coins to 100% it, but that's where New Super Mario Bros. Wii comes in. In that game there's only 9 required coins to 100% it. And now we are here. Not too long ago, a new Mario game came out in literally forever, and even before it was actually out, I decided that this would be the next Coinless game. So over the past few weeks, I've been experimenting and researching everything, pushing this game to its limits, trying to answer one simple question. How many coins does it actually take to 100% complete Super Mario Bros. Wonder? And that's what we're gonna figure out today. Now, this video is very long. In fact, it's one of my longest scripted videos to date, and that's because there is a lot to cover. So sit back, grab a drink and a snack, because we're going to dissect the ever-living shit out of this game. Now, there's actually 2 questions we'll be answering today, split into 2 categories. The first one is 100% minimum coins, where we will 100% the game, but we'll try to keep the coin counter as low as possible. The second one is max percent coinless, which is where we will be trying to absolutely push this game's limits, but will ban any coin collection. And to do that, we need to establish some clear rules. So let's take a closer look at the coin counter, which will also split up in 2 parts. First, there's the gold coin counter. Any normal gold coin we collect increments this counter by 1, and for obvious reasons will ban any increase on this counter whatsoever. This means that for the most part of this video, this counter will also stay at 0. But secondly, there's the purple coin counter, or the flower coin counter, or the Wonder coin counter, whatever, you get the point. This coin counter increases every time a purple coin is collected, but things here are not so simple. You see, in this game, a big part of the collectibles are the 10 flower coins. Every time we get one of those, the purple coin counter increases by 10. This coin counter also goes up if we talk to Captain Toad, or if we get every Wonder Seed in a world. Add to that the fact that the entirety of World 5 isn't even accessible if we don't pay this Poplin 10 purple coins to repair the bridge, and that isn't the only time we need to pay up. Standees are literally only acquired by spending purple coins. So for this challenge, I've made the following rules. Gold coins are banned no matter what. This coin counter will always stay at 0 for the most part of this video. Purple coins are also banned, however there's 3 big exceptions. If the purple coins we gain are either given to us by Captain Toad, acquired by getting every Wonder Seed in a world, or from 10 flower coins, which to avoid confusion I'll call star coins from now on, then it's allowed, but any other purple coin we get leads to an instant disqualification. The objective here is to get as much of the game done as possible, which means getting as many Wonder Seeds, flagpole tops, and star coins as possible. This also includes badges and standees, most of which we need to buy in shops, but luckily we'll have some purple coins to spend on them using this rule set. Lastly, I'll have a custom coin counter overlaid over the real one. This isn't to fake stuff, it's just to make it visually more clear how many coins we have at all times. If you want to see the full research that went into this run, I suggest you watch the previous episodes I've done on Super Mario Bros. Wonder Coinless. Yes, they're long, but they're rendered down significantly, and there you can see the theories and actual proof without overlay if you so desire. When researching, I also added the limitation that I was only allowed to use badges or power-ups if absolutely necessary, so I guess it still makes for an interesting watch. With all that finally out of the way, let's see what a perfect run of this game would look like. Let's push some limits, stretch some boundaries, and avoid intended ways, and we'll start in Pipe Rock Plateau. The first level already poses a problem. The first 2 star coins are super easy to snatch, but the third one, and especially the Wonder Seed, seemingly aren't so simple. With an insanely precise jump, I somehow managed to sneak in between the purple coins and grab the Wonder Seed, but turns out that I didn't need to. These purple coins aren't actually like normal coins, they're decimal coins, which only appear when a Wonder Effect is active. And when the Wonder Effect ends, the purple coin counter just goes back to the lowest whole number. So in theory, I can collect 9 decimal coins every Wonder Effect and still be fine, and we sure will be using this exploit a lot. Piranha Plants on Parade has a tricky jump after the checkpoint for which I wanted to use a badge, but we simply don't have any at this point. Luckily, this jump as well as the rest of the level is perfectly doable and not nearly as tricky as some other stuff in World 1. The flagpole top from the main exit is difficult to access because there's coins in these node blocks, but the secret exit also has a flagpole top and that one's super accessible. Therefore, levels with secret exits are our new best friend. This exit also leads to a path to Captain Toad, who's kind enough to give us 50 purple coins. We'll obviously be taking those because we'll be needing all the purple coins we can get for some expenses in the future. Scram Skedaddlers has an infinite life streak that I had to come back to more than once because having a game over in this game takes away purple coins, which we do not want to happen at all. Its Wonder Seed is also surprisingly tricky since stars in this game also automatically give you a coin magnet. If we had an array of power-ups and badges to our disposal, we might be able to knock this one out, but we barely have anything. So for now, we'll leave this one as uncompleted, but we might return for this one later. Then we get the parachute cap for free, which gives us the ability to do one-sided wall jumps. We also have more control if we're falling, so this badge will definitely strengthen our arsenal. The second star coin in Bull Rush coming through is easy enough if we bounce on these smog grins. The Wonder Seed and by extension the secret exit is possible if we stay either in front or right behind the Stampede, unlike Mufasa, and the top of the flag is easy as long as we can understand the hitboxes of these charging rhinos. Yes, where the fuck did I jump off of? Here Come the Hoppos might have the easiest wonder effect of all time, and the break time levels are as adorable as ever. We'll have to come back to Hurry Hurry later though. Even though we can stand in between these coin caps, there's no way we're able to get across within the given time limit. After paying 10 of our sweet purple coins to give a Poplin just enough energy to remove a boulder from our path, we can enter the top area of World 1. Rolla Koopa Derby's Wonder Seed is interesting because we have to collect 5 wonder tokens, some easier than others. But somehow with very precise timing, all of them are obtainable. I did it! I did it! We just gotta be careful on the drop back down. The break time level on Parachute Cap 1 are an absolute breeze, and there's even another Captain Toad location we can get to from here. That's 50 more flower coins added to the total that we can legitimately get. And we'll need all purple coins we can get, cause maybe it's time we visit the shop. We can buy the coin reward badge, very useful, for 30 purple coins and the Wonder Seed for 100, but it allows us to get a check mark on this level as well. The Wiggler race is free, which allows us to make our way to the depths of Pipe Rock Plateau, but not before another badge challenge. Wall Climb Jump 1 is easy enough for the most part, but Starcoin 3 poses an issue. We need to open up our toolbox filled with secret weapons for the first time here and use local multiplayer. If we have one player as Yoshi and another one as Mario, we can get enough height to completely avoid getting to the coin-filled wall and just jump to get the Starcoin. And this will definitely not be the last time Yoshi will come in handy. In Swamp Pipe Crawl we need to push some pipes, but doing so rewards us with some coins. But if we very carefully slide the pipe over little by little, we trick the game to keep Mario's pockets empty. Starcoin 3 is easy without the wonder effect activated, but something that's not so easy is the second Starcoin in Angry Spikes and Sinking Pipes. While it certainly seems doable with the right badges, neither parachute cap or coin reward is gonna help us out here, so we'll leave this star coin unobtained for now. The Wonder Seed is doable if we just stay on either side of the middle for the most part of the song, and the flagpole requires a very tight jump but is also completely possible. The KO Arena feels like a mini speedrun and is basically our chance to get 30 free flower coins, and a third Captain Toad location is what we find here too. Bull Rush Express is supposedly a hard level, but it's surprisingly one of the easier coinless levels of World 1. Both the normal and secret exit is basically the same thing, and you might have to die for some star coins, but it's super free. And yes, you heard me right, you might have to die for some star coins. In this game, collectibles work a bit different than in most Mario games. If you grab a star coin and die right after, it still stays saved as long as you beat the level. This makes for some pretty interesting strategies sometimes and works for most levels. And you heard me right again, most levels. Sproings in the Twilight Forest has a tricky jump for Starcoin 3, and the Wonder Seed is more annoying than difficult, and Cosmic Hoppos' Wonder Seed is literally just challenging and fun, and the Parachute Cap's one useful exploit comes in handy for Starcoin 3. But then we get to Jet Run 1, and this level is the end game of Pipe Rock Plateau. Let me walk you through it. Our badges are locked in this level, meaning we are forced to use Jet Run. No parachute cap or coin reward will save us there. We also cannot bring any power-ups into the level. Even though we only have an elephant and a fire flower to our disposal, they're out as well. The only thing we have is the ability to switch characters and use multiplayer. And remember that thing I said about dying to get some star coins? Yeah, in badge challenges that's also not the case. Here we need to get the star coin and actually reach a checkpoint to save it. There's little to none of our useful tools we can use, so we'll have to brute force it for the most part. For the first 2 jumps we can jump before we reach the coins and then twirl a bunch to reach the other side. But then we get to this obstacle. If we do a very precise duck jump where we land right on the edge of the last green block, then run off and jump early but not too early, we clear the coins in the tunnel and also snatch the second star coin. We can then reach a checkpoint and be safe, but the next 4 jumps are a bigger problem though. We can clear the first jump by jumping over the flower so we have more room to work with, and we can barely clear the second jump as Mario by somehow doing one-sided wall jumps on this one tile block, but this maneuver puts an insane amount of strain on my hand. It's a very awkward button combination to press repeatedly with precise timing, and to make it worse, the third jump seems even farther. It's time we take another good look at our toolkit and realize that there's one thing we overlooked: Yoshi. I tried doing the duck jump in the beginning as Yoshi, but that wasn't really possible, so the way I finally tackled it was as follows. The first 2 jumps as well as the duck jump into the early but not too early jump I cleared as Mario. Once I reached the checkpoint, I died to lose the mushroom I gained from it and throw Yoshi into the level. Since we can only add and not drop layers in the middle of the level, Mario's kind of stuck here now, so I put him on Yoshi's back and made the quadruple leap. All jumps are way easier now that we have a flutter jump, and finally I reached the other side. Here I could either get off Yoshi and do one-sided wall jumps as Mario to get Star Coin 3, or simply jump as Yoshi and have Mario jump off Yoshi's back to grab it as well. For the top of the flag, I left Yoshi on solid ground while running up the slope as Mario, doing a quick back and forth on the control stick to lose height but not speed, and jumped in midair, a quirk of Jet Run, to get to the flagpole. Somehow this level turned out to be possible and it added Jet Run to our still sorry battalion of badges, but it opened up the path to the special world level, which we'll come back to once we get to it. In the castle, this jump seemed like a piece of cake compared to Jet Run 1, but we'll have to come back for Star Coin 2. With the badges and power-ups we have so far, this one doesn't seem doable. After absolutely demolishing Bowser Jr., we leave Pipe Rock Plateau with 33 out of 35 Wonder Seeds, because we skipped 1 in Hurry Hurry and 1 in Scram Skedaddlers, and with 470 purple coins. We gained 460 from Star Coins and 150 from Captain Toad, but we spent 10 coins to remove the boulder in our path, 30 for the coin reward badge, and 100 for the Wonder Seed from the shop. We only left the Star Coin in Angry Spikes and Sinking Pipes and the one in the castle, so overall, not too bad, but we can still do better. We just need to upgrade our arsenal, and we'll do that in the only place we can go to, the first part of the Petal Isles. Dolphin Kicks Star Coins are a bit tricky, but with the right timing they're all doable. Leaping Smackerel, Robert Cove, and Bluebird Roost are all insanely easy, and we can buy the Adds Exclamation Blocks badge for 30 and a Wonder Seed for 100 coins here too. So with 2 more badges and easy access to a Bubble Flower, I should go to World 2 Fluff-Puff Peaks, but I first want to go back to World 1's missing break time level. That is so doable! Let's go! World 2 is already a lot different than World 1 in the sense that a lot of levels here are spread out in a more linear pattern. And while this isn't a big issue on its own, it's here that I realized that at any moment the run could potentially end in a level that would be unbeatable without coins. And while Out My Way Valley and Pokey Pete Pass are pushovers, my heart stopped for a moment when tackling Condarts away. The first issue is this bird who seemingly always hits this block and is too far out of reach to kill easily, but turns out that just by staying very low and very slow, he doesn't feel the need to fly into the block at all. The second Star Coin is a bigger problem though, since in my research I was limited to using badges or power-ups only when absolutely necessary. I was forced to do this as Small Mario, and even though you can stand in between coin caps that are this wide, doing so on a moving conveyor belt is a lot harder than it seems. There are numerous times I just got catapulted into the coins, but eventually I managed to stall long enough so I could jump back onto the birds and bounce along until I reached the upper part of the sub-area. Then I grabbed the Star Coin and definitely didn't wrongfully fall into the only 2 coins on the entire bottom of the screen. No, why did I... Got it! The level is far from over though. Right after the checkpoint we come across this part where I thought we need to do some crazy 2-player strat to kill the 2 bottom Condarts. But luckily if you snipe one bird with a Koopa shell and quickly jump onto the other one, no coins are given to you here. Then we reach these 2 birds, yummy! We just need to lure these into a position where they won't hit coin blocks, but man, it sure is annoying that every time we fail, we have to do the previous part again. In the Wonder Effect we have a reverse coin magnet on us, which allows us to very slowly push the decimal coins out of the way for some reason. But even here the ending part is somehow more annoying than all the rest. The only breakable blocks on this part are the 2 most right ones, which I did not realize the first time I came here. Let's also quickly take a look at the smaller levels on this first island. Kick It Out My Way is the easiest level of the entire game, but for Wall Climb Jump 2 we'll need Yoshi again. A lot of these jumps are just too big for Mario, but with an additional flutter added to the moveset, most of these jumps are easy. By doing a flutter jump, then doing a wall jump of the downwards moving conveyor, and then doing a wall climb jump, we can get to the leftmost yellow tile here, and we can easily grab Star Coin 2 and get further up. If we then wait on the right red platform and time our moves just right, we can jump, wall climb jump, and stand on the now moving top of the next platform, then jump off to the right, twirl, do a wall jump, flutter, and do another wall climb jump, and a wall jump after to stall just enough so that we can land on the, again, now moving, next red platform. Then we can run off, flutter, and do a final wall climb jump to reach Star Coin 3, and by extension, the end of the level. And then there's Puzzling Park. All the wonder tokens are perfectly obtainable apart from this fourth one. There's a coin in our way and seemingly no way we can surpass it, so for now we'll leave this one uncompleted. In the shop we can buy another wonder seed for 100 purple coins, and that concludes the first island of World 2. Luckily Pole Block Passage is a little easier than all the previous shenanigans. For the first star coin we can jump over the flower and grab it like that, but there's seemingly no way out. However, if we just wait until the pole retracts again, we can easily avoid any coins. And with a tight wall jump into a ground pound, we can reach the top of the first section. You see, if you do a ground pound, not only does it stop all your forward or backwards momentum, but it also gives you a little bit more height, which can be used to barely clear some high jumps. Star Coin 2 in Up and Down with Puffy Lifts is a bit more luck dependent than I initially thought. For me, on some attempts, the coin decided to fall down in a different pattern, which caused the gap to stand in to be just big enough. If this is too much for you, Parachute Cap might help to snipe it away, and even badges like Boosting Spin Jump, which we'll get later on, might help as well. All I'm saying is it's completely possible. And so is the Wonder Seed, surprisingly. If we carefully maneuver ourselves so we're only on the edges of some platforms, we can just stay under our limit of decimal coins. We'll need 1 here, 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, and 1 more here. Then we can hit the spike ball in the right direction, but we gotta make sure we don't accidentally go all the way up the top platform. And after that, the Wonder Seed is ours. Cloud Cover is free, and Floating High Jump 1 only has a tricky third star coin, but we can still beat it and strengthen our badge collection. And the KO Arena, Fluff-Puff Kerfuff is possible too. Wait. Fluff-Puff Kerfuff. Have I been saying that wrong the whole time? And the KO Arena, Fluff-Puff Kerfuff is possible too. But before we move to the top part of the Fluff-Puff Peaks, there's a little side path we missed out on. Jump, jump, jump seems absolutely impossible at first, because every time a new platform spawns, there's a barrage of coins that spawns with it. However, if we take out a bubble flower and perform a little exploit known as the infinite bubble flower height, we can skip this first cycle of spawning platforms and just hop on to the cycle before that. There, no coins spawn because the game assumes you're on cycle 1, not cycle 0. And by doing so, this level is entirely possible as well. It unlocks the Spring Feet challenge after that, which is easy enough assuming we use Yoshi for the flagpole top. And this also opens up the path to the Special World's second level. Now, back to the main path. The Flying Battleship's Wonder Seed almost made me pull my hair out, especially when I realized that Star Coin 3 is just blatantly impossible. And following that are 2 auto-scroll stages, one where a cloud caused my mental health to decline rapidly, and one where raining coins caused my remaining mental health support system to evaporate instantaneously. Star Coin 2 in Cruising with Linking Lifts is also a lot trickier than I thought. First I have to stand here as Elephant Mario, but I need to be there before the lift will arrive. Then I need to add Luigi and wait for the raining coins. Then I need to hit these 6 platforms to decrease the distance between the lift and the wall, and then I need to crawl under as Mario, hit this flower, and allow Luigi to grab Star Coin 2. Mario can die for all I care then, because he'll be able to swim back to where Luigi is standing. And instead of doing the Wonder Seed right away with a freelancer on my lift, I decided to skip this, beat the level, and come back when I was able to drop Luigi. And even though it seems difficult at first, the raining decimal coins aren't actually that bad. In the second shop we can buy Safety Bounce and another Wonder Seed, both for 100 purple coins. And Zip Go Round is yeah, I'll just play the clip. I mean, we'll soon know, I guess. Holy shit though! Fluff-Puff Peaks Palace made my heart stop for a moment. Star Coin 1, 2, and 3 are all super doable, but in the middle of the level we suddenly come across this. You're supposed to stand on the top pipe to make it lower down so you can go past, but for obvious reasons we can't do that. And even without the Wonder Effect activated, this section isn't changed at all. For a moment I thought this was the end of the run, but then I realized we had not yet exerted all of our options. There was one more tool I forgot about, and it's online multiplayer. So I had an idea and called Tegel right away. Since Tegel is 100% completionist actually, he didn't need much convincing to push the limits, and we came to a cool discovery. If Tegel goes to the other side of the obstacle and I die, I become a ghost. As a ghost I can then swim towards my friend and just be popped back alive, completely coin free. While this does work for the normal level, having the wonder effect activated temporarily removes this ability, so the wonder seed still isn't happening. But hey, we're on the other side and we can beat Bowser Jr.'s ass. With 27 out of 30 Wonder Seeds collected and 110 purple coins gained, that concludes World 2. We unfortunately couldn't get the Wonder Seed in Puzzling Park, Zip Go Round and the Castle. Based on purple coins, we got 420 available ones from Star Coins. We only missed a third Star Coin in the Flying Battleship, and we spent 300 coins on 2 Wonder Seeds and Safety Bounce. But there is lots more to be done, lots more collectibles to be collected in the game, and will continue in part 2 of the Petal Isles. Dolphin Kick 2 and the Wiggler Race are again super free, but Starcoin 2 and Downpour Uproar isn't so simple. However, I seem to have flashbacks to another certain Mario game where this exact scenario happened, and lo and behold, 2-player mode entered my brain again. I bothered Tegel once more and was easily able to die, swim to him, grab the Starcoin and die again to save it and continue on to the Shining Falls. The Hoppy Cat trial wasn't so bad, and neither was the Anglefish trial, apart from some inconveniences with an elephant and a snail, but the Midway trial hop to it is a whole other story. Let's dissect it step by step. We'll want to enter the level as Yoshi but have a second controller on standby. Even though the first and second Star Coin are simple enough and doable as Mario, there's a reason we have Yoshi. After doing the Wonder Seed, which is not only possible but also required to just beat the level, we can exit via this pipe. This is where Yoshi is required and we need him from the beginning since we can't switch characters in the middle of a level. The moment we exit the pipe, we immediately want to flutter jump to this platform. If we weren't doing the Wonder Seed, we'd exit the lower pipe and be totally screwed, but not right now. The Hoppy Cats around us are ready to jump whenever we jump, so the basic move of gaining upwards momentum by using one's leg muscles to propel oneself off the ground is out. However, there's another way we can get height, and this is where the second controller comes in. Add another Yoshi, and the moment he spawns, he'll gain significant airtime, just significant enough to flutter to the other side of the platform. Then the first Yoshi can die and swim towards the second one and be popped into reality again, and now we're on the other side. We're not entirely home free though. I found it best to have the main Yoshi who's controlling where the camera focuses on to be lined up right here, so the other Yoshi can walk off the edge, flutter and eat one of the Hoppy Cats without jumping. We repeat this step one more time for the second one and jump to have the third one land right in our mouth, and from then on we're finally able to jump again. Have one Yoshi on the back of the other and then jump and flutter with one, leap off as the other one, flutter and grab the third Star Coin like so. On the right side I just ate all the other Hoppy Cats and jumped across like this to avoid dealing with the coins on the platforms above. And for extra style points, I only used one Yoshi to get the top of the flag. In the Sharp trial, I just had to be careful during the Wonder Effect and used this hidden block to jump to the flag, and the Sugar Star trial is also easy enough apart from the Wonder Seed. Since I still do not have access to any sort of useful badges, I decided to leave this for now, including Starcoin 1, which only spawns when the Wonder Effect is active. We'll come back to this later though. The reason I didn't mention any of the smaller levels in this world so far is because there's barely anything to say. The only badge challenge is Crouching High Jump, and that's possible. All the break time levels are super easy with the badges that we have, and the search party required Yoshi and Mario to make some of the jumps, but if you know which blocks to hit, it's also super easy. That is, if you know which blocks to hit. Even the guide is confused. In the shop, I only bought a Wonder Seed for 100 purple coins, and that basically almost fully clears World 2. There's one more level to tackle, and it's the Zip Track Dash. Your moves here have to be very precise, as it's a fast-paced level filled with obstacles and coins that lead the way, which we obviously can't follow. The Wonder Seed is tricky and has, to my knowledge, some required decimal coins, but you can dodge enough that it doesn't really matter. The only really difficult jump is this one. You need to stall on the diagonal conveyor to be able to jump onto the giant Mokumokumo in order to get up. What the fuck? You need to stall on the diagonal conveyor to be able to jump onto the giant Mokumokumo in order to get up and over on this conveyor, since the bottom path has a barrage of flowers that spew out coins. It's a bit difficult to see, but definitely far from impossible. We can get the top of the flag from the fake exit, but that's about it for World 3. Oh, and the special world level automatically unlocks by just getting to the end of the world. So from the 20 available Wonder Seeds, we have 19 and only skipped the one in the Sugar Star trial, and we gained a total of 100 coins. There's 200 purple coins from Star Coins, but we skipped one in the Sugar Star trial, also still pending, and spent spend 100 on a Wonder Seed in the shop. This brings us to the third and final stop of the Petal Isles, because we can actually continue on all the way until the end. We'll still do World 4, 5, and 6 in order, but we can possibly gain some purple coins and badges in the following levels that are available right away, among which sits boosting Spin Jump. Before we get there, however, there's first a couple of other stops we need to make. Jewel Block Cave has this section which doesn't seem so threatening at first until we realize that this conch always hits these blocks when we try to leave. And not only that, because there's a sub area with a star coin above this area. But after closer investigation, it turns out that the star coin in the sub area is completely impossible. So we can just skip this and run away from the conch so he doesn't have time to hit these blocks. The flagpole top is easy enough with either a crouching or floating high jump, but then another airship blocks our path. And while Starcoin 2 is a little bit tricky, this is actually one of the easiest airships in the game. For Nosher Lair's Wonder Seed, we need to time our POW hits, otherwise the shockwave activates coin blocks in their vicinity, and we'll need online play again for Starcoin in Mama Mouthful. So I bothered Tejo, the 100% completionist actually, another time, but it wasn't difficult at all. The Wonder Seed in this level though is a different story. Once activated, you automatically get turned into a Goomba, which drastically limits your moveset. We basically have no jump, and that's a problem for even the first few steps. We'll skip this as well for now. Luckily, our spirits are lifted after realizing how easy boosting Spin Jump 1 is. This level is the sole reason we do all of the Petal Isles right away, and now we have the one badge that will actually prove itself useful in any scenario. However, in Muncher Field, seemingly nothing can get past this part. We need to get below here to get to the Wonder Seed, but there's a flower in the way. Grabbing a star gives us an automatic coin magnet, and dodging the flower also doesn't seem like a valid option. And even though Yoshi doesn't take damage, he still gets knockback from anything that would normally result in damage. So it's time we take another closer look at our toolkit and take out Nabbit. Even though Nabbit hasn't got a flutter jump like the Yoshis, he doesn't take any knockback whatsoever. Therefore, with very careful and precise movement, we can stand in between the coin gaps and activate the Wonder Seed. The last star coin is another problem, and at first sight it seems 100% impossible. But this time we have a tool in the level that actually could save us. The shockwave of these POW blocks destroys anything in its vicinity, including these coins that are just floating around the star coin. So by throwing a POW here, all the coins fall, and we can grab this one as well. The KO arena is super easy as always, and the Wiggler race is a little bit more tricky, but still doable nonetheless. And that concludes all of the Petal Isles so far, so with 25 out of 26 Wonder Seeds obtained and 170 purple coins gained overall, we can continue on. The only Wonder Seed we skipped is in Mama Mouthful for obvious reasons, and based on purple coins from the 39 star coins available, we got 38 and only skipped the second one in Jewel Block Cave, but we also spent 10 coins on the Add Exclamation Blocks badge and 200 on 2 Shop Wonder Seeds. Before we start with the Desert World, we might actually use boosting Spin Jump for some things we left behind earlier on. The star coin in Angry Spikes and Sinking Pipes is possible if we run, jump, boosting Spin Jump and twirl a bunch to get it, and then die to the spike to save it. In the Castle of World 1, we can break these blocks with an elephant power-up and finally get in and out and get the star coin like so. And while the Wonder Seed and the Sugar Star Trial in World 3 still seems like a pretty daunting task, we can already get the first star coin if we stay high and just wait for the star effect to run out once we get the star coin. And another thing we can do right as we enter the Sunbaked Desert aka World 4 is to get the hidden toad behind the question mark wall for another 50 additional coins. But now we need to think for a moment, otherwise we're gonna have a problem soon. Right now we have 930 coins and the purple coin counter only goes up to 999. Therefore the first thing we do in World 4 is go to the first shop and spend 100 coins on a Wonder Seed and 100 coins on the timed high jump badge. Once the second shop is accessible, we'll also spend coins there, but that's something for in a second. Armads on the roll is already a nightmare. This spot seems to be impassable, and worse, the Wonder Seed doesn't change anything about this section. What we have to do to pass this obstacle is bring a bubble flower and trigger the Wonder effect so we can both clear the level and the Wonder Seed at the same time. Since the game runs at a faster speed than before, the infinite bubble height exploit is much more difficult to do here, but not impossible. The Desert Mystery has nothing interesting to talk about, however, again, to avoid future coin related problems, we need to go all the way to the hidden shop in World 4 where we spend a total of 340 coins. 10 for Fast Dash, and then 30, 100 and 200 coins for 3 Wonder Seeds. This clears the issues with the purple coin counter for now. We do need to discuss the Wonder Seed in Rolling Ball Hall. Reaching it is easy enough, but once the screen tilts for a second time and we need to backtrack, there's a row of coins that seems impossible to dodge. So I did what any logical person would do and busted out the good old second controller again. With Yoshi it's way easier to reach the Wonder Seed in the first place, but we also have the ability to run to one side, have one player stand here and another below here, and then trigger the tilt. Then the top player can die so the camera focuses on the bottom player, and we we can just run under the pathway that's filled with coins. After being very careful in the coin-littered tunnel and making a run for the Wonder Seed, we can easily complete the level. Ninja Jump Party is just annoying because 90% of the time we have to stay offbeat, and Bloops of the Desert Skies is more annoying, but not difficult. Valley full of Snoodles is also just annoying. A lot of World 4 levels are just that, and the only interesting thing in Color Switch Dungeon is the Wonder Seed. Again, reaching it is not too difficult, but we gotta make some precise jumps halfway through. In fact, this level is easier with the Wonder Effect active, because then at least the lights are on. But then we get to the level that can crawl back into Satan's asshole from whence it came, Secrets of Shova Mansion. Problem number 1, we have to pay 50 purple coins to repair the bridge before we can even access the level. This wouldn't be so bad apart from the fact that we already spend an insane amount of coins in this world in the first place. More on that in a second though. Anyway, problem number 2, Starcoin 3 is impossible. There's coins surrounding it, and this time there's no POW block that can save us. But then there's problem number 3. The secret exit, no matter what we try to do, is 100% impossible. I tried power-ups, I tried multiplayer, both local and online, I tried badges, nothing seemed to work. This Shova always pushes this block towards the left wall, which is blocked off by the coins. And even if we were able to kill him fast enough, there's still an obvious problem. We have no way to pull blocks, we can only push them, and these coins are just in the way. It's ridiculously stupid that we need this block to only move 8 tiles over to the right, and we are unable to do so. And not only does this block off a Wonder Seed, but after the level we normally unlock Flight of the Bloops and Invisibility 1. And after that we unlock the path to the special world. That's 6 Wonder Seeds, 9 star coins, 3 flagpole tops, and a badge that are locked behind this one obstacle. This level is a deal breaker for sure. And remember how I said that we already spend a lot of coins in this world? Yeah, since we got 1 total already, we can only gain 50 more coins from the other one, but we already spent 100 coins for timed high jump, 100 for a Wonder Seed, 10 for fast dash, and 30, 100, and 200 coins for 3 Wonder Seeds. That's 540 coins we just spend on nothing that's actually useful. And the pain is far from over, because Parachute Cap 2 is a troublemaker as well. Luckily everything is possible here, but first we go through this section where we have to carefully avoid these flowers with hitboxes the size of my cock. Then we need to make this jump below these coins and land in the tiniest spot in between these piranha plants, and we're still not done. We have to somehow do this wall jump chaos to avoid the coins in the piranha plants to get to the other side where we have this really tight jump to get the last star coin and the flagpole. For crouching high jump 2 you need a mushroom for a lot of it, but raise the stage, floating wonder tokens, bouncy tunes, and the KO arena are easy enough luckily. For lights out we need parachute cap, wall climb jump, or boosting spin jump, but treasure vault and river run also have coins in their way. World 4 is really fucking bad. Let's break down treasure vault first. Teejul, who I bothered for the 19th time by now, stood on the side where the Wonder Seed was while I pressed both shoulder buttons to automatically turn into a ghost and swim to him, so we can easily avoid this coin. River Run is a bit more complicated though. I had to stand here with an elephant suit while Teejul was in local multiplayer while still being online in a server with me, and one of his characters was Nabbit. So from Teejul's perspective, he as Nabbit activated the river and broke all bricks. Then he went back, entered the hole and crawled through until he was here. The other player in his local multiplayer session hit the switch, so the gate opened, which allowed me, who's been standing here the whole time, to die and swim towards him, and by extension hit this wall to pop out the Wonder Seed completely coinless. The Sunbaked Desert Castle was the last obstacle in our path. First I grabbed Starcoin 3 with the timed high jump badge, and then I died, respawned at the checkpoint and activated the Wonder Effect. This both speeds up and slows down the game in timed intervals, but after nearly 20 minutes of grinding, I got into a good rhythm. The one tricky jump was this last one, which I eventually achieved with very precise timing. So out of the 36 available Wonder Seeds, I managed to get 32. We missed the third one in Secrets of Shova Mansion, which blocks off the 2 Wonder Seeds from Flight of the Blooms and 1 from Invisibility 1. We have no net gain in this world because we lost 140 coins. From the 42 available star coins, I only managed to get 35 because I missed 1 in Secrets of Shova Mansion and 6 in total from Flight of the Blooms and Invisibility 1. We got 2 Captain Toad locations, but I also spent 10, 30, 100, 100, 100 and 200 coins on 2 badges and 4 Wonder Seeds. And not to forget, I spent 50 coins on repairing a bridge going to Secrets of Shova Mansion. But let's not get bogged down too much by World 4, because maybe World 5 is different. And even though we immediately have to spend 10 purple coins to enter the world, we get the sensor badge for free. Great! Up Shroom Down Shroom is overall a super free level. I somehow struggled with the questions from the Tailies Toxic Ponds Wonder Seed, but that's because they were actual bullshit. bullshit, and the second star coin is inaccessible because there's a coin blocking the pipe entrance. For Light Switch Mansion, we need the boosting spin jump to clear literally the first jump in the level, but all the rest is easy enough. The song is a bit chaotic, but not much else happens. In Beware of the Rifts, there's so many flowers that do literally nothing useful apart from giving me coins I don't want, and we need online multiplayer for one part right after the checkpoint. The second star coin also gave me a bit of trouble, to be honest. When hitting this block with a Koopa shell, a vine appears with coins that are impossibly the most annoying spot imaginable, but if we time our jumps just right and we jump off the top of the vine right before every coin spawns, we're able to get up. Here it's important we hit only the middle block and make a run for it from the left side of the screen, but that's about it. Both Trodden Piranha Plants and Tumble House are easy too, and in the shop I only had to spend 100 purple coins for a Wonder Seed. But then we reach the actual mine part of the Fungi Mines, and from here on out, the world is almost entirely linear. The first uncharted area has a similar setup to Jewel Block Cave in the Petal Isles, but we can't just rush past because the Wonder Seed is in that block. So the strat I figured out was to run past the conch so he's off screen, and therefore doesn't hit these blocks that contain coins. Then I ran back, which caused the enemy to hit the most right wall, where luckily no blocks can be hit, and while he did that, I jumped up and hit the block containing the Wonder Seed, with the use of boosting spin jump, my lord and savior in this run. Then I ran back again so the conch either stays on the right or goes back to the left but stays off screen again, and went back one more time to finally grab the Wonder Seed and turn into jelly. Finally, I exited this section by dropping down the bottom instead of going up, 1 to avoid decimal coins and 2 to make sure the conch stays on the right side. Staying below 9 decimal coins is definitely doable as jelly since there's only 2 required ones to my knowledge. Moving on, we have a chance to obtain the grappling vine patch, which is blatantly impossible as Mario. Luckily, Yoshi's flutter jump can save the day again. 90% of the jumps require this flutter and some good timing is needed, but it's nothing too crazy. I used 2-player mode to get the top of the flag, which allowed the last action badge to pop in my collection. Hitting the side of the bumpers in another uncharted area ejaculates decimal coins, and the stage is already trashed with hundreds of these in the first place, so we gotta be careful moving around here. However, the rest of the stage is super easy as long as we're careful for these mumsies and slide-ons. Fungi Funk is like all the KO arenas, super fun, and the final uncharted area has the longest wonder effects known to humanity, with some tricky jumps here and there, but nothing too crazy. Overall, World 5 was not too crazy in general. The only thing left was a level with no enemies or obstacles, and then we're done. But that didn't seem so straightforward after seeing this. So at first I thought about using badges, but nothing really came to mind. No power-up or local multiplayer was gonna save me either, but then I remembered the almighty power of friendship. So I called up Tijil for another time, promised to listen to Elvis, and asked him to go through the course while I stood there and did nothing. All I had to do was hit my shoulder buttons to die, go swim to him like I was going to the gym, where Tijil would revive me so I could survive the and thrive once more, and continue on to World 6, leaving behind all my ticks and clicks. Oh, but not before doing the level again, going back in the den where us 2 men got the path to the special world then. In essence, from the 21 Wonder Seeds, I got all 21, giving me a bonus of 100 additional purple coins, so in total we gained 250 coins. We got 26 out of 27 star coins, only leaving behind the one in Tailey's Toxic Pond. We gained 100 from the World Clear, but lost 100 from the Wonder Seed in the shop, and 10 from repairing the bridge in the beginning of the world. Now, before we actually start with Deep Magma Bog, there is one thing that requires a closer look. We currently have 990 purple coins, which is good because we want to have as much purple coins as possible when buying Standees, but is also a problem since the coin counter only goes up to 999. This means that anything we now gain, whether it's 10 from a star coin, 50 from Toad, of whom we found all 5 locations already, or 100 from a world clear, it'll never count as that and only add 9 purple coins. So the first thing we do after getting out of the observatory is go to the 3rd floor and pay this poplin 50 coins to break the boulder. This will already allow us to get at least 5 more star coins before getting back in the danger zone, but we still want to get to a shop as soon as possible. So we enter Where the Rumbas Rule, get all 3 star coins with these, and get the secret exit as well as the main exit, which adds 30 more coins to our purple coin counter. The only thing we can't get in this level is the Wonder Seed. There's just too many decimal coins in the way that seem mandatory and seem impossible to dodge, so while it's definitely possible to minimize this number of decimals we need to get, it's not going to be 9 or lower. Anyway, we still cannot reach the shop as there is one more level in our way, but we'll first go left on what I call sub-level 4 for all of you following along with the map of World 6, and repair this bridge. This also spends 50 coins, but we actually need this bridge repaired squared to progress in the world later on. Then we fully clear Rargs in the Ruins, which had a very scary looking Wonder Seed at first, until I realized we could just walk around the decimals, and then with 950 purple coins in our pockets, we enter the shop. Ironically, we spent 300 of our, for our Ruleset, legitimately earned cash on the all-known, all-powerful, omnibenevolent badge known as the Coin Magnet, really useful this one, and 100 more on a Wonder Seed. And with the purple coin fiasco over, for now at least, we continue on. Boosting spin jump 2 is super easy, just like the first one, and floating high jump 2 is possible, but the first section is very tight. What I found best is as Yoshi to jump on the tiny edges of these platforms until you get here, and then do a medium jump without holding fully forward on the control stick, then activate the flutter, holding forward fully now, and hope you make it without hitting the coins above. It's very tight, but gives us another Wonder Seed. Pull turn burn had some tricky moments, mainly here where I had to stand in between the coin gaps to get this chain, and here near the end where I had to jump up onto the slope in between these coin gaps. For the airship we need the grappling vine badge for some of the star coins and the level in general, and I do not see this Wonder Seed happening anytime soon. It's pretty obvious we need to hit this yellow switch, but it's blocked by a row of coins, so we'll leave this to come back to in the end too. I created a tower of buckets in Hot 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 to get to the flower that leads to the secret exits, which took forever but isn't actually difficult, and Pipe Park on the second sub-level is also possible. Apart from the fact that it's, like always, best to know where the tokens are before entering the stage, it's also good to know how to get this one. If you bubble one of the fish, it turns into a coin, which after a few seconds is given to Mario. But if we bubble a fish, run away very fast and come back, the fish despawns and apparently so does the coin. Hot Hot Rocks the break time level is possible, but I don't know how. Sometimes when spraying water on the flaming blocks with the elephant power-up, coins will appear, but other times that won't happen. I think it has something to do with the density of water in the same place, because the way I eventually cleared it was by spraying the water as far and wide as possible. To this day, I still do not understand entirely how it actually works, but hey, it gives us another Wonder Seed. Wavy ride through the magma tube is doable, and some moments in Dragon Boneyard are tough but not impossible. For one star coin we need to enter a pipe which is on the other side of this wall, but on top of the wall there's coins sporadically placed. I found out that you can stand on the most left corner and the middle droop if we're looking at the rock formation itself, and from then on we can just jump into the pipe. Star coin 3 is a little bit tricky, but we still have the ability to die and respawn and save the star coin by doing so. The KO arena is possible as well, and it drops us off at this part where a boulder blocks this shortcut on each side. Since this costs 50 purple coins to remove on either side, so 100 coins in total, and all it does is reveal a pipe that leads back to the top of the world, I didn't bother opening it, but turns out it doesn't count towards 100% anyway, so why bother wasting 100 valuable coins? There is one more problem in this world though. Right now we have 23 Wonder Seed and we need 25 to unlock Jet Run 2. 2 Wonder Seeds are impossible, one in Where the Rumbas Rule and one in the airship, and 2 Wonder Seeds are still left for grabs, being the one in the castle and one in Grappling Vine 2. Looking at the castle first, we can easily snatch all 3 star coins and a Jelly Wonder Seed here, bringing our total up to 24. But looking at Grappling Vine 2, we would need some serious moves to manage this level. Let's try and dissect it again. We'll start the level as Yoshi with a second controller and a friend, in my case Tegel, on standby. Jump, flutter and hold back to avoid the coins on the first jump, then grappling vine towards the right conveyor to get up the first part, but immediately jump off to reset your jump and flutter. Jump back on without fluttering or grappling, wall jump right before getting to the top, grab star coin 1 in doing so, then flutter, hold forward again on the control stick and grappling vine onto the right downwards facing conveyor belt. The moment you grapple, immediately wall jump again and repeat the grapple wall jump move for a couple of times until you reach the top. Grapple the very bottom of the upwards moving conveyor above that, get star coin 2 and immediately jump off again and aim for the left wall. Then ride all the way up to the checkpoint and save your progress. Now bring in the second player and have him at the ready. Jump, flutter and have the second player jump off and flutter towards the next platform, avoiding the row of coins and conveyor altogether. Player 1 meanwhile has to land on solid ground again to make sure player 2 stays in range of the camera. If player 1 misses, use grappling vine to cling to the wall here. Player 1 can then hit the shoulder buttons and swim towards player 2 so both players are on the next platform. Now make sure that the king player is leaping off the back of the other Yoshi for the second jump, since there's a much smaller chance that the other Yoshi will land safely again. Jump towards the second platform and make sure both players end up there safely. Then the king player will flutter late and try to aim himself in such a way that it'll not hit the coin row below, but also that when landing, the conveyor above is also avoided. Then run off and twirl, which will also cause the grappling vine to appear repeatedly, and try and get far enough so you grapple onto the final upwards facing conveyor with Starcoin 3 on it. Make one final leap from the last platform to the top of the flag, and by that, Grappling Vine 2 is fully completed Coinless. This not only grants us our 25th Wonder Seed, but also grants access to Jet Run 2 and possibly beyond. And boy, these stages do not get easier. We have to do one-sided wall jumps on 2 separate occasions and some very tight jumps continuing on, but nothing too impossible. Invisibility 2 has not 1 but 2 impossible star coins, but after exiting the level, we're asked if we want to equip the invisibility badge. And even though we weren't able to obtain it in World 4, the game still grants us the badge now, which means we actually have a sequence break of sorts in this run. That also means that we have all badges except the Sound Off badge. Spring Feet 2 has the largest amount of annoying and tight jumps in one level, but with good timing, impeccable precision, and solid usage of the enemies in the level to help with some of the jumps, it's definitely possible. So after all that, we got 28 out of 30 Wonder Seeds, only leaving the one in Where the Rumbas Rule and one in the airship. And we got 43 out of 45 star coins, only skipping out on the 2 star coins in Invisibility 2. So after losing 50 coins to a boulder, gaining 30 in a level, losing 50 to a bridge, gaining 30 in a level, losing 400 in a shop, and then finally gaining 370 coins more, we can continue on to Castle Bowser. But before we do that, we need to plan ahead. Right now we have 920 purple coins, which leaves room for 7 potential star coins. But there's 5 levels in Castle Bowser and a total of 12 star coins, and instead of actively skipping collectibles, it's time for our first buying session. However, we'll play it safe for now. The basic concept of standees before post-game is as follows. You go in a shop, buy a standee for 10 coins, and it gives you a random one every time. The catch, however, is that it will give you a random one regardless of the ones you have. Therefore, the chance for duplicates exists and will only increase the more standees we buy. But if we do some basic math and use some common sense, from a pool of 132 standees, the chance that duplicates will spawn, let's say, when we're buying just the first 10, is very small. And yes, 132, because we already are given 12 from the start of the game. So the best thing to do now is go to a shop, buy 10 random standees and hope to God there's no dupes yet, which luckily wasn't the case for us, and then continue on. So now our total coin count is 820 purple coins and we're 10 standees richer. Now, on to Castle Bowser. Every level in here is linear on the world map, meaning the run could potentially die at any moment, but Missile Meg Mayhem won't be the showstopper today. All collectibles, as well as the level in general, is incredibly easy. High Voltage Gauntlet is a different story. Starcoin 1 and 2 are easy, but Starcoin 3 is behind this conveyor which is covered in coins. But that's not the only way we can get up there. If we take a mushroom, make our way up these vault blocks and get here, we can jump through the electricity with a very precise jump and get to the Starcoin like that. The Wonder Flower is accessible with any one-sided wall jump badge like Parachute Cap, but we turn into Metal Mario, which also automatically gives us a coin magnet, and since there's too many decimal coins in the way, this one isn't happening either. Evade the Secret Bowl of Bills is alright, apart from Starcoin 2, which is surrounded by coins, like seemingly all impossible star coins. And Knucklefest's Wonder Song is absolutely obnoxious, but not impossible. There are coins flying around everywhere, platforms appearing and disappearing right where coins are spawning, half spawned or will spawn, and it's just a shit show in general, but again, it's not impossible. And then there's the final stage, which to my surprise is actually super easy. This beginning part is a bit tricky, as you might have to wall jump on the outside of the dragon spine since you can't hide in this hole like normal, but even the boss is super easy. And that officially concludes one of the 6 medals this game has to offer. The base game is beaten with 0 gold coins, but we are not yet done. After Castle Bowser, we gained 7 out of 8 available Wonder Seeds and got 11 out of 12 star coins, meaning we gained another 110 purple coins. This finally allows us to go to the special world, where we can access the special levels of World 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 and the Petal Isles. And we can immediately start spending our purple coins in any shop, because post-game unlocked 4 more badges. We can get the All Elephant, Fire, Bubble and Drill Power badges for 100 coins each, so our 930 coins becomes 530. Good news, because every boost badge has now been obtained. And since we're not too close to the limit of purple coins anymore, we can collect star coins as we desire. But let's take a look at some other things we missed out on first, because I actually discovered some new stuff for some of the levels only after beating the game and after writing the previous part of the script. Scram's Skedaddlers as well as the Sugar Star trial have similar wonder effects, so let's see if they are possible with the use of online play. As long as we're really careful about our moves and purposefully die and swim to safe zones where another player waits us up, if necessary with the use of their online standees, we're good. Via this technique we can mark off both levels, and this immediately adds 100 purple coins to our total for each of the levels because we fully completed these worlds. Great. Where the Rumbas Rules Wonder Seeds solution kind of functions on the same principle, where we purposefully die and swim to another player to get resurrected. And Deep Magma Bog's Flying Battleship's Wonder Seed used to be blocked off by this switch, but if we swim towards another player who already activated the Wonder Flower, which is surprisingly tricky to line up with the auto scroll, we can trigger the effect causing the wall to disappear and we can magically pass through. This will also pop another 100 purple coins in our bank account for obtaining all the Wonder Seeds within World 6. And Mama Mouthful's Wonder Seed as well as High Voltage Gauntlet's Wonder Seed are completely possible using the same Ghost Swim technique we used in all these other levels. And you guessed it, we get 100 purple coins here too. This means that we gained an additional 6 Wonder Seeds and 400 purple coins from all the things we still managed to do, bringing our coin total back up to 930 once more. Now that all the Coinless stuff in Pipe Rock Plateau, Fluff-Puff Peaks, Shining Falls, Sunbaked Desert, Fungi Mines, Deep Magma Bog, the Petal Isles and Castle Bowser is officially fully cleared, let's take a look at the special world levels. Bounce 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 is one of the easiest levels in this world, and I was honestly surprised when I did this level first try, but Climb to the Beat is a different story. Just like in Jump Jump Jump, there are coins that spawn on the colored platforms right as we're supposed to pass them, and for obvious reasons we want to avoid this. At first I thought we could just use the Bubble Flower's infinite height to get past, but this level is a lot more vertical than the one in World 2, and we just can't get enough height. Then I thought we could maybe use local multiplayer, but that seemingly also didn't work with the fast-paced timing of the level. But then, after playing around with Yoshi and the boosting spin jump for a while, I discovered something. There is one spot where we can jump to get to a previous cycle where no coins spawn. So I tried to get my timing right, and after wall jumping from the yellow platform and landing on top of the orange wall right as it spawns, I was able to jump, boosting spin and wall jump from the yellow platform from an earlier cycle and get up like this. I got all 3 star coins on 3 different attempts, just because I found it really difficult to keep a good sense of speed when slowing down for collectibles, but eventually, after a 14-minute grind, I fully completed this level too. Now that we can actually reach the center of World 9, it's time for a little pit stop to investigate our purple coin counter. We currently have 990 coins, and before continuing on to different levels, I want to get rid of some of those. But since we bought every badge and Wonder Seed available and got rid of all necessary obstacles in the previous worlds, there's only one thing we can spend coins on: Standees. Now since I did my research beforehand, I know that there's no chance Pole Block Allure will happen since it's locked behind World's 4's gates, and that Solar Roller will also not happen Coinless because the level is a fast-paced bowling alley with hundreds of decimals. So I'm really aiming for Triple Threat Deluge, Dangerous Donut Ride, Way of the Goomba, yes I have a theory for this, and Piranha Plant Reprise. If I were to get all these star coins, it would add up to 120 total purple coins, so I thought the next logical step would be to spend 120 coins on Standees, do 4 more levels, get back to 990 coins and go on an absolute shopping frenzy. But then, disaster struck. As I was buying the next set of Standees, something happened. I bought the first 11 for 10 coins each, but when buying Standee number 34, a duplicate appeared. I've only been talking about the nightmare that is Standees, but I've never gone in depth yet. I've been putting off the inevitable for so long, its time has finally come. But wait, not so fast. Just because a duplicate appeared doesn't mean that the run is all over. This was supposed to happen. Hell, it would have been weird if I were able to buy this many Standees all for the cheapest price available. So for now, we'll take it. The Standees and their drop rates as well as the overall chance and RNG issues is a problem we'll definitely tackle, but that's something for in a second. Anyway, with 130 coins poorer and 12 Standees richer, we'll continue to Triple Threat Deluge. While the perspective change seems like a scary thing at first, I just used Teachel as a guide's rope to progress through the level by repeatedly and purposefully dying and then swimming towards him. Starcoin 1 seemed chaotic, but somehow I did it first try. Unfortunately, Pole Block Allure is inaccessible to the secrets of Shova Mansion, but Dangerous Donut Ride is entirely possible. At first I thought a parachute cap was required, but turns out this beginning section, including this spike fall, is completely doable without. It's best to memorize where the obstacles and coins are going to be beforehand, and to map out a journey of when you're leaning left and when you're leaning right. This massive of drops seem terrifying at first, but we can very carefully stay on either bank and miss all the decimals. And I thought I'd have to do the entire level again when seeing how unreachable the flagpole was, but turns out there's a hidden nabbit block here. Solo roller is impossible since there's too many decimal coins in the way, but Way of the Goomba is just more swimming towards my online 100% completionist actually. The first star coin requires some precise timing, but otherwise it's doable. Piranha Plant's reprise took me way longer than I want to admit, and as the recording will probably show, I genuinely went a bit crazy here. Get me fucking out of this fucking level. And for the final part I had to use the boosting spin jump to actually get it done. By jumping through here and dodging all the decimal coins, we can get 3 on each slope here, which, seeing how fast the auto scroll is going at this part, is almost unavoidable. But again, after a good long grind, this turned out to be possible as well. For the Wonder Gauntlet and the Badge Marathon, 16 Wonder Seeds are required. And it doesn't really matter how many we get, because Secrets of Shova Mansion will always block off Pole Block Allure, which blocks off 2 Wonder Seeds we need, but to be honest, I'm glad I didn't have to spend the 18 hours on 2 levels coinless. That comes later still. But that basically gives us our final possible total. From World 9, we got 12 out of 16 Wonder Seeds, and we gained 180 purple coins, but also spend 130 on 12 Standees. So to recap everything quickly, we can get 35 Wonder Seeds in Pipe Rock Plateau, 27 out of 30 in Fluff-Puff Peaks, all 20 in Shining Falls, 32 out of 36 in Sunbaked Desert, all 21 in Fungi Mines, all 30 in Deep Magma Bog, all 34 in the Petal Isles, and 12 out of 19 in the Special World. Based on purple coins, we gained 470 in World 1, 10 more in the first stop of the Petal Isles, gained 110 in World 2, 60 in the second part of the Petal Isles, got 100 in World 3 and 100 in the final segment of the Petal Isles, then got 30 more purple coins by returning to some levels with boosting spin jump, then we lost 140 coins in World 4, gained 250 in World 5, lost 70 in World 6, spent 100 coins on 10 Standees, gained 110 in Castle Bowser, spent 400 on the 4 post-game boost badges, gained 400 from going back to some remaining Wonder Seeds and getting the World Clear reward in 4 worlds, then gained 60 from the World 1 and 2 special levels, spent 130 on 12 Standees, gained 120 more from the rest of the special world, and now we're here. So counting that in means we have a grand total of 211 Wonder Seeds and 980 purple coins left to spend on Standees. And therein lies the following issue. Let's finally go over the horror that is advanced math. Let me put it like this. I spent actual weeks trying to determine the exact switching point to go to the special shop. Obviously, by now you already know that there's 132 Standees to get, and that in a random shop the chance for duplicates exists. The price for a random one is 10 if it's given to you right away, but this price can be 20, 30, 40 and so on if we keep getting duplicates. An additional problem is that there's 36 empty black slots, 48 silver ones and 48 gold ones. And it makes sense that the chance for a black Standee to spawn is way larger than for a silver one or for a gold one. But we don't know these exact numbers. And even if we knew, it's very difficult to determine an exact formula that would tell me at which point it becomes more expensive to buy Standees at random rather than buying them in the special shop. Now I'd like to say I'm relatively good at solving mathematical issues, but I can't just come up with formulas to figure these things out. I'm not Einstein. So I asked ChatGPT to help me out, and after a 4-hour discussion with an AI, and I'm not really exaggerating the time this took here, I'm more than likely belittling it, I quite literally broke it. It started spewing out this random bullshit which wasn't really a help. Then I went on Reddit and found that even someone with a PhD in physics can't figure this out, because there's too little information to work with and too much RNG. But for most people, the switching points seem to be between 84 and 104. So I decided to simplify my calculations and settled on switching around 88 Standees. And this makes sense, because if we assume that we can buy a third of all Standees for an average of 10 coins per Standee, the second third for 20 coins per Standee, and the third, which sounds weird, I know, for 30, preferably in the special shop where it's gonna stay at this price of 30, then we just have to divide 132 by 3, and that's how we reach this number of 88. Since we can't influence the drop rates of black, silver and gold, and we also cannot influence the RNG involved in this situation, we just had to go for it. And that's where something happened. But before I talk about this something that happened, I need to talk about another thing that happened. You see, after rendering and uploading the final 5-hour long episode of the research containing all the research and calculations, I decided to run the numbers again. and that's where my world crumbled. In that video, I said that for the Coinless part, we earned 3,560 purple coins. 2,810 of these came from 281 star coins, 250 came from 5 Captain Toad locations, and 500 came from the reward of getting all Wonder Seeds in World 1, 3, 5, 6, and the Petal Isles. This math was correct. I also stated that we lost 2,340 coins from buying badges and Wonder Seeds and from clearing overworld obstacles. I was really pressing the fact that I've done the math 3 times and that it was right. And after doing the math for a 4th time, I realized this wasn't the case. On screen, you now see a list of all the things we bought in shops with their respective prices. All of this totals to 2,350 coins, not 2,340. So in essence, we are not able to spend a total of 1,220 coins, but only 1,210. And seeing how right now I have already spent 230 purple coins on 22 Standees, I have 980 coins left to spend, all of which are currently in our pockets. Now, with that fiasco out of the way, let's actually talk about the something that I was going to talk about. I started buying Standees with the so precariously obtained purple coins from the past hours, and in doing so, I realized luck was on my side. I was getting more Standees on the first go than I ever got before. My average price dropped immensely, so instead of stopping at 88 Standees and following the math, I decided to take a risk and make some impulsive decisions. I spent all 980 coins until, in my case, for my specific save file, I reached a grand total of 94 Standees. This already includes the 12 Standees that were already given to us for free, the 10 Standees we bought right before starting Castle Bowser, and the 12 Standees we bought halfway through the special world. And with that, we can officially answer the first part of our question that we set out to answer. How much is really possible in Super Mario Bros. Wonder without collecting any coins? Well, the answer is this. We can get 211 out of 225 Wonder Seeds. We can get 281 out of 306 10 flower coins. We're able to get 83 out of 89 flagpole tops. We managed to obtain 23 out of 24 badges, and we managed to get 94 out of 144 Standees. This means that there are 14 Wonder Seeds, 25 flower coins, 6 flagpole tops, 1 badge, and 50 Standees left to obtain. But I wanted to see these numbers calculated into one big percentage, and luckily I know how to do that. To make sure that the star coins weren't considered of bigger importance or bigger value than the badges, I redirected all these numbers to their own score on 100 and then calculated the average of this big number. So to truly answer our first question, 88% of the game can be done without collecting a single coin. But we are not yet done, for we left behind some uncompleted things. Let's see what the other 12% still has to offer, and let's dissect this until we get the absolute minimum amount of coins required. In World 2, there's 4 impossible things. Fluff-Puff Peaks' castle already posed a problem we had to avoid using online multiplayer, but unfortunately, that multiplayer isn't supported when the Wonder effect is going on. I managed to get only 1 coin here, and the same goes for the Flying Battleship Star Coin, which adds 10 additional purple coins to our total 2 that, technically speaking, is both acquired legitimately and illegitimately at the same time. For this part of the run, we'll just count it towards the total, but in the end I'll have a separate calculation for the rogue purple coins we had to collect to get to collectibles, and a grand total of purple coins we obtained from locked star coins in world clears. Anyway, let's continue on. Puzzling Park has 1 coin in this tunnel, which I tried to go through with online play, but the camera stays locked above here. And after many tries, I managed to only get 7 gold coins and 1 purple coin from the zip go round. This number can be lowered down potentially, but I have my doubts. This means that the entirety of World 2 can be completed with only 10 gold coins and 1 purple coin, but we also gain 10 purple coins from the star coin and 100 from clearing the world. World 4 is where the first big lock lies, starting in Secrets of Shova Mansion. Star coin 3 requires 1 gold coin to obtain, but the secret exit isn't as straightforward. I ended up using the elephant power-up to kill the Shova as fast as possible by the moment I exited the door, immediately running over there and stomping him. This made it so that he couldn't push the block further to the left, but still left me with a problem. I'm thick now. I mean, I'm dummy thick. I'm thick like a big boy. I need someone who's not as thick as I am. So I brought in Luigi, who collected 1 gold coin and 1 purple coin. This is an example of a rogue purple coin. And then pushed the block over to the right. This unlocked Flight of the Blooms, which also has a problematic sub-area right here. All these jumps are possible as a small character with the boosting spin jump, but we need online play to actually get out of the pipe maze. Luckily, invisibility 1 wasn't bad at all, but it's still locked behind the previous 2 levels. This also opens up the path to World 4's special world level. We'll circle back to that one in a second though. So with 2 gold coins, 1 purple coin, 70 more purple coins from star coins, and 100 coins as a reward from clearing the world obtained, the Sunbaked Desert is finally fully cleared and we move on to World 5, which only has 1 measly coin sitting in front of a pipe which we need to get for a star coin in Taili's Toxic Pond. In World 6 we needed to get these 2 star coins in invisibility 2 for 1 gold coin each. This adds 2 more to our golden total as well. The Petal Isles' jewel block cave is tricky but not doable. If we play as Yoshi and utilize the boosting spin jump, we can lure the enemy to the left, go past him, hit the middle vine block and climb up before the conch can hit anything else that might give us coins. Then we can get this 1 coin to snatch the star coin and we're done. I tried doing this with Tegel, but unfortunately that didn't work. Evade the Secret Bullet Bills has a dumb star coin with 1 required coin, which adds 2 gold and 120 purple coins to our total, of which 0 purple coins are counted as a rogue, and then we get to World 9. World 4's special level turned out to be completely possible coinless, but nothing of it counts towards the coinless total because it's hidden behind World 4's lock. This gives us 30 extra purple coins though. Solo Roller is the only big standard level in the entire game that's fully impossible. No matter what we try to do, there's just too many decimal coins we can't swim around since the time blocks disappear too quickly. With very careful moves and insanely tight timing, we can swim towards Tegel on certain spots to avoid a lot of decimals throughout the level. Starcoin 2 is the coolest thing I've ever done, because Tegel goes along and does this section normally, while I swim through the wall and pop back alive right here, after which I swam along to the next part. The ending seemed scary, but Tegel had a suggestion to swim to him while he gets the Wonder Seed, since his red Yoshi ball stays there for a bit longer. By doing that, I was able to avoid these gold coins and exit the Wonder Seed and level with 27 decimal coins or 2 normal purple coins. The Wonder Gauntlet is entirely possible, which I proved after over 2 hours of grinding on this level, and the final test, the Badge Marathon, is the last and possibly biggest fuck you this game could ever give us. Let's go over it. In the first section, which focuses on the parachute cap, we can barely get this flower from below and just make our way down without any coins. The floating high jump part has some tight jumps, but nothing too difficult. It's from Dolphin Kick on that I realized we need Nabbit. Starcoin 1 is way easier if we can just take our time to do some precision swimming rather than having to race against the electricity underwater, which literally makes no sense. It doesn't matter though, because apart from getting the first checkpoint, we also get to the crouching high jump section, and this one is a nightmare. In the research itself, I had to check during editing to see how many coins I actually got, and I still recorded a barrage of small clips afterwards to decrease this number. Finally, after putting all the bits together, I concluded the following. We need 1 coin from this first row of coins, but we can perfectly skip the second row with a precise twirl, after which I collected 2 on the part after that and 2 more on the first crouch jump behind that. Then I jumped over these 3, and here I switched to Yoshi. I'll explain how this works in a second. With Yoshi I can wall jump, flutter and wall jump again to avoid these 3 coins, and by switching back to Nabbit, I collected 1 here and 2 more here. Finally, I collect all coins in my path to avoid hitting the green lava geysers, and stall on the conveyor to avoid the shower of additional coins. This counts into a total of 13 gold coins in this room alone, but it allows us to continue to the wall climb jump section. Here I start as Yoshi to avoid the lower coin on these 2, but then wall jump from the left wall to avoid the later 2 entirely. Then, with Nabbit on my back, I take damage above the coin row, causing Nabbit to fly up in the air and Yoshi to fall down, and by damage boosting through the piranha plants here, I can continue on. And yes, you have plenty of time to fall back down and grab the second star coin completely free. This adds 1 gold coin to our pockets. Spring Feet section is the easiest thing as Nabbit, and then we get to checkpoint 2, but I should probably explain how I'm allowing myself to switch between Nabbit and Yoshi so easily. If I were to enter the level with 2 players in local multiplayer, I can use both of them whenever I please by just letting the other one die. Nabbit can either ride on Yoshi's back or die in the lava or in a bottomless pit, and Yoshi can die using these methods as well. The reason why I allowed myself to merge some of the clips on certain parts is just every part I've done so far would be possible with a second player floating around like a ghost as well, and more, it's totally possible to switch between Yoshi and Nabbit here by standing on this small platform in crouching high jump. But to actually do this as one person with 2 controllers is near impossible, and getting this done with 2 people in the same room requires way too much synchronization and coordination, too much for me and Tegel to handle. But yes, everything you see is theoretically possible in 2-player mode. Anyway, we continue on with Jet Run's part, which has some awkward jumps but nothing too crazy. Boosting spin jump requires 1 purple coin here that I couldn't avoid, and this jump is kinda cool because we actively stay on the spikes which which would kill us or bump us off if we weren't nabbed. We can dodge these 5 coins, but need 4 gold ones and another purple one here, and if we drop down earlier than we're meant to, we can skip this last row too. I managed to dodge these 2 coins in the beginning of Grappling Vine, but needed to get this one to progress, and by using my 2 players I can get enough height to skip these seemingly required shiny objects to continue all the way up with only 1 coin collected in this section. And Invisibility's final part is tricky but super doable Coinless. So with 13 gold from Crouching High Jump, 1 gold from Wall Climb Jump, 4 gold and 2 purple from Boosting Spin Jump, and 1 more gold coin from Grappling Vine's part, we can conclude that the final test badge marathon requires a whopping total of 19 gold coins and 2 purple coins to complete. And that officially concludes every level in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So now we officially got all Wonder Seeds, all Star Coins, all Flagpole Tops, and all badges, including the Sound Off badge, and it takes a total of 36 gold coins and 456 purple coins, of which 450 are from fully clearing worlds and just star coins, so only 6 rogue purples were obtained according to our rule set. But the game is still not fully completed. Right now we have 5 out of 6 medals, and there's one more issue standing in the way of 100% completion, and that's Standees. Let's have a final breakdown of this shit, just like I had a breakdown last night while writing this script, and see what this goddamn minimum is to fully complete Super Mario Bros. Wonder. We have 456 purple coins that we have to spend on 50 remaining Standees, but since we didn't transition to the special shop yet, which we were supposed to do at 88 Standees, things aren't so easy. After buying 5 more Standees, I realized my luck had run out, and to avoid spending more than 30 coins on random surprises, I decided to switch to the definitive shop. Then I spent all the coins we had on Standees until I got to 110, but unfortunately I am short. Yup, that's right, as if this run wasn't ridiculous enough, I only have 6 coins left and actually have to purposefully get 1014 more coins to buy the remaining Standees. So after hours of grinding out purple coins, but not gold coins, I finally managed to get 999 coins, buy all Standees but 1, grind 21 more coins to get to 30, and gave it 1 more good buying session. So to recap everything based on Standee shopping, I started in the random shop with Coinless and spent 100 coins on 10 Standees, totaling it to 22 before entering Castle Bowser. Then I spent 130 coins on 12 Standees to get to 34 halfway through the special world, and after the special world I got 980 coins to spend on Standees, getting all the way to 94. That concluded Coinless, so then for minimum coins I finished all the remaining impossible Coinless stuff and gained 456 purple coins, 200 from clearing World 2 and 4, 250 from star coins, and 6 rogue purple coins, and spent 120 coins on 5 Standees, getting it to 99. Then I transitioned to the special shop. Afterwards I spent 330 coins on 11 Standees, reaching 110, which left me with 6 coins, which meant that I had to grind 1014 coins to buy the remaining 34 Standees. After grinding 993 coins, I got to 999 total because I already had 6, after which I spent 990 on 33 Standees, getting 143, all but 1, leaving me with 9 loose coins. Finally, I grinded 21 purple coins to get the 30, and spent those 30 coins on 1 more Standee, finishing it by getting all 144, leaving me with 0 purple coins. So from 281 star coins, 5 world clears, and 5 Captain Toad locations, I obtained 3,560 coins. From shop badges, shop wonder seeds, and overworld obstacles, I spent 2,350 coins. This left me with 1,210 coins, with which I bought 94 Standees in a random shop for Coinless. Then, from 25 additional star coins, 2 world clears, and 6 rogue purple coins, I obtained 456 coins. I spent 120 coins in a random shop on 5 more Standees, transitioned to the special shop where I bought 11 more Standees for 330 coins, and grinded 993 coins to get back to 999 coins, of which I spent 990 coins on 33 Standees. You all confused yet? Then I grinded 21 coins and spent my last 30 coins on the last Standee, and that actually concludes Super Mario Bros. Wonder's 100% minimum coins run. So now, after literal months of research, we can finally answer both of our starting questions. So first, how much is really possible in Super Mario Bros. Wonder without collecting a single coin? Well, we now know that we can obtain 211 Wonder Seeds, 281 10 Flower Coins, 83 Flagpole Tops, 23 Badges, and 94 Standees, resulting in a grand completion of 88%. But now let's answer the biggest question of them all: how many coins does it take to 100% complete Super Mario Bros. Wonder? Well, it takes 36 gold coins and an insane total of 1,470 purple coins. Of these 1,470 purple coins, 6 were required because they blocked off paths or stood in our way, 250 were obtained from the 25 remaining 10 flower coins themselves, and 200 given to us as a bonus for fully clearing a world. And of those 1,470 purple coins, 1,014 were grinded afterwards to spend on buying the remaining Standees. And in case you really want to know, we already collected an additional 3,560 purple coins from all the possible star coins, all 5 Captain Toad locations, and some possible world clears, which I branded as legitimate earnings, which technically totals the entire required coin count to 5,030 coins, of which I also spent 2,350 on Wonder Seeds and Badges from the shops and removing overworld obstacles, and 1,210 coins were also spent on Standees. Out of the 153 level entries, 138 are completely possible. The only 15 problematic things are Fluff-Puff Peaks Flying Battleship's 3rd star coin, Fluff-Puff Peaks Palace's Wonder Seed, Puzzling Park, Zip Go Round, Secrets of Shova Mansion's 3rd Wonder Seed and 3rd star coin, Flight of the Bloops, Invisibility 1, Tailey's Toxic Pond's 2nd star coin, Invisibility 2's 2nd and 3rd star coin, Jewel Block Cave's 2nd star coin, Evade the Secret Bullet Bill's 2nd star coin, Pole Block Allure, Solo Roller, the Wonder Gauntlet, and the Badge Marathon. And of these 15 levels, 5 are locked behind the secret exit in Secrets of Shova Mansion. If someone wants to try and improve the possible Coinless total, this is the level to try for. I'll have a pinned comment in the description where possible updates will be listed. While this may still seem like a lot, it honestly isn't. Seeing how much we've been able to do, it's ridiculous how far we've already pushed the limits. And while this was a lot of fun, I'm so glad it's over. So here it ends. That concludes my Super Mario Bros. Wonder 100% Coinless journey, and what a journey it's been. There's really nothing left for me to say other than a massive thank you for watching. The amount of pre-research, testing, post-production, editing, and general time and effort it took to make this video was all worth it in the end, considering somewhere out there there's someone like you who made it all the way here and hopefully was entertained for at least a little while watching. And that feeling, that satisfaction that someone might enjoy the work I do here, both for my own entertainment and for yours, that's the thing I strive for. And that's what I'll try and keep striving for. Thank you so much for watching, and a happy 2024, everyone.